Good morning, JCPRD, and welcome to the 2022 annual meeting. I'm Kate Bunger, and I've had the pleasure of serving as the chair for the steering committee this year. 6 months ago, when we started planning this meeting, we had high hopes that we'd all be gathering together, enjoying a delicious catered breakfast and some fun icebreakers. Obviously, those plans have changed, and JCPRD did what we do best. We pivoted. With this year's pivot, we also decided to change up the format a little bit. For many JCPRD staff, we are used to icebreakers, keynote speakers, and superintendent updates. This year, we did away with the icebreakers and the keynote speakers, and we put the focus on you, the employees who make JCPRD tick. Over the next hour and a half, we will hear from our coworkers and our leadership about the progress that was made in 2021 and the outlook that we have for 2022. And my goodness, how great does our future look? So on behalf of the steering committee, we invite you to sit back and enjoy.
Welcome, JCPRD employees. I am your board chair, Heather Rubesh, for this 2022 year, and I'm so happy to welcome you to the employee meeting. Just wanted to, on behalf of the entire board, express my heartfelt gratitude for all of the hard work that you guys have done. I know the word pivot has become part of our mantra over the last 2 years, and you just really exemplify everything that is good and wonderful about Johnson County Parks and Rec, and your resilience over the past 2 years has just been remarkable. But I don't want to focus on what's happened in the past. I want to talk about what we're going to do this year in the future. One of the things that's been wonderful about JCPRD over the last 3 years that I've served on your board is that every year we have continued to grow and add new employees and new facilities and parks. And so I'm just so excited I had an idea, and Jeff and the leadership team was supportive of it. I'm launching today what I'm calling the Chair Challenge, and you'll see this is a bingo card. And I got this idea through my own work experience. I've worked for a number of companies over the years that have grown by acquisition. So much like JCPRD has grown by adding the museum and the culture division, and then Children's Services grew so much when we added additional school districts, that I know that it's hard when you begin your employment for a smaller organization and things grow very rapidly. You sometimes lose what you thought was that personal connection with your coworkers and with other parts of the organization. So I had this idea and shared it with Jeff to do this bingo card, and the idea is that it is to get you out of where you work in JCPRD and experiencing some of the other wonderful parts of the community, and also to make you all raving endorsers of some of the other parts of JCPRD. I love when I travel around, and Chief Anderson was great when I first started on the board to take me around on a tour to talk to employees and find out. So if you talk to somebody in one division, ask them what's their favorite part about the museum or what's their favorite park. I think that we are our own best advocates. And so the idea behind the bingo card is to get you out and seeing maybe some of the newer parks and exhibits at the museum and things that we have going on in JCPRD. But this is also all fun, completely voluntary. But if you complete at least one bingo, you will receive a small prize, and then we're going to have a grand prize drawing from all the people who complete the bingo card. So I look forward to being out and seeing some of you guys in the park. I'm also going to extend the challenge to my fellow board members. And Jeff and I have already decided we're going to have a little friendly competition to try and black out our bingo cards. So look forward to that. And we're going to run the contest through September, through Labor Day weekend, so that you'll have plenty of time to complete it. But I just want to welcome you. I hope you have a great day for the employee meeting, and that you are renewed in your love of JCPRD by spending time with your coworkers and and the team. Thank you so much for your service to our community, and I look forward to seeing you in the parks.
2021's been a challenge. It's been hard. We're still dealing with COVID.
You know, like everybody, it had its ups and downs.
You know, it went a lot more smoothly than I thought with the COVID.
It was a whirlwind, lots of ups and downs, pretty crazy, but overall I survived it.
COVID obviously impacted my job because being the people person at the museum, we have less people coming through the door. We have less school field trips coming because of the busing situation being very difficult, or it's not in the budget for school groups to come.
Smaller groups, for sure. We have not been operating at our normal capacity for outreach programs, for summer camps, for field trips.
One of the biggest challenges for me in my position in 2021 with COVID was simply being a support system for everyone who is organizing programming at the Arts and Heritage Center, and making sure that we're able to offer a space that's safe and people are comfortable coming to, despite what's happening with COVID and all the constant changes of COVID. I think that is very hard.
Masks on one week, masks off the next. Oh, wait, we're back to wearing masks again.
2021 was a challenge in many ways. So Oaken Fieldhouse served as one of the first mass vaccination sites for seniors whenever the vaccinations became available. They had some growing pains, but as we worked through it, it was really amazing to see seniors crying with hope, finally getting out sometimes for the first time since the pandemic began. And so through that efforts, we were able to get tens of thousands of people vaccinated.
So, the past 2 years have been challenging, but I think the best part of working here, or of the last year, I really appreciate the way that we are open about the challenges. We don't try to gloss over it. There's a lot of open communication among leadership and staff, and open door policy, and finding ways to work together and encourage each other when we're given curveball after curveball in the pandemic, and acknowledging those curveballs and working together. I think that's huge, and I don't think all organizations have that.
2021's been unique and interesting in that, in many ways, we've continued the challenges of COVID and seen them come to us in different ways, which has required us to continue to build on all those skills we took in the immediate.
It certainly gave lots of new challenges. We had a large opportunity with what we call the COVID cohort. All of these people returning to outdoor recreation in droves as a result of not being able to do the things that they were typically accustomed to doing. So that gave us an opportunity at Timber Ridge to really model our programming to fit our constituents' needs. And that was particularly impactful.
Mask mandating at some point just recommended. You were always in that reminding mode to the public. Some really accepted it, most did. Some really retaliated and didn't want to be there, or they, kind of got in a little argumentative situation, but nothing extreme. And so that part was tough, but it was a lot better received. It went a lot better than I thought.
Communicating with people that don't always have the best communication, or making changes with people that hate change, that was a big challenge for the year.
And so it's really allowed me to take time to plan and kind of dream big, and what else can we do and how can we grow this? And so that's been really challenging, but really good this year, because normally we're like, oh, we'll get to that. Whereas this year it's like, no, we actually have the gift of time to be able to plan and to be able to be like, remember that thing we talked about a couple years ago? Let's try it. Let's see if it works. And so that's been huge.
Especially in the spring of 21, we were doing quite a few virtual programs. So we would take our normal outreach programs where we would normally bring, owls and turtles and snakes into the schools for a 45-minute program. We were now doing those virtually. So, we had hiccups with figuring out how to use this new technology. How do we share video? How do we share pictures? Making sure that what we had was actually going through on the teacher's end. There was a lot of new learning experiences that we had to overcome, but with Parks and Recreation, you make do, you adapt to your audience, and this is what our audience demanded, was virtual, so that's what we did.
Well, the good thing about 2021 is that we had a lot of training on how to handle COVID from 2020, so that's helpful. And we took a lot of what we learned, those best practices, and applied them. We took that sense of we can do it, we can adapt and continue to run with it. The extra challenge that came with 2021 is it's really hard to do this again and to still be here, and you want it to be over. And so really a big lesson that we took in 2021 is that importance of taking care of yourself. Self-care, finding time to build it in, finding time to celebrate the wins where you can, to take minutes from crisis management to experience reality, to take minutes from managing the pandemic to reflect on where we are on our strategic plan and where we want to go going forward. And so finding ways to connect us to the core of what we do, our why, has been a really important part of 2021. And again, like most things that we've learned in COVID, will be something that serves us beyond it, because connecting with that is, well, it's why we're here.
I think sometimes it does feel like, you know, we all have to do what we need to do to survive, but yet while the pandemic has put forth its challenges, it's also been a way to kind of break the mold and let us think outside the proverbial box. You know, we're trying new things that we might have been hesitant to try before, just because now we have the opportunity to. And I think this is how we're going to grow as an organization is, you know, I think we're going to come out stronger as an organization through this pandemic than what we had been before.
Just kind of keeping up with what are the new statistics, what are the new policies we're implementing, and just trying to be a support person for that, for those who are very public facing, who are planning those events, and just trying to support them in any way I can to make sure that we are providing a safe space for people that they're very comfortable with, and then also helping provide from kind of the back end the communication to the public. One of my responsibilities is putting together the newsletter for the Arts and Heritage Center, the monthly newsletter with all of our programming in it. And it's always important. We had many events, you know, cancel possibly because of COVID or other reasons, and it's always just really important to get that message across as quickly as possible, whether it's through our social media or newsletters, and just trying to provide a support and a good open communication, one more person that the public can contact to inform them of news that's happening at Arts and Heritage Center.
In 2021, you know, I was really proud of our team, and that's going to be a theme with a lot of my answers, is just how people came together and made it happen. More than ever, it was shown how important the operations that we do and the people we serve, how it affects their lives. I think in some people's minds, we pivoted from a nice benefit to something they couldn't live without. We definitely serve the emotional, physical, mental well-beings of folks, and so our services are very important. And I like to champion that, and I hope everyone else sees that as well.
We're still struggling to adapt. We're still working as a team and having to come up with new innovative solutions to meet the community. But in the same way, it's been fulfilling because we found ways to survive. We found ways to be resilient. We found ways to continue to serve our community and to keep working on our strategic goals. And that's really exhilarating and something that makes me super proud of how our team operates here at JCPRD.
But I also think too, even thinking about last summer in 2021, getting a lot of parents that was the first social thing their child had done in the pandemic, like going to a camp, and getting a lot of positive feedback as far as, you know, this is the first thing we've done. We were nervous to get out there, but my child had an amazing experience in this theater camp and felt included and supported, and that was huge. You know, that was a silver lining in a hard, you know, almost 2 years that we've been going through this, like recognizing why we do what we do, and it's to serve the public and the programs that we create to help support the public and help create an outlet for people to express themselves, to have social interactions, because those are the things that we need to get through. Like, that's what people go to when we're faced with a pandemic or something incredibly challenging. People go to going, you know, exercising, going to parks, or having creative outlets, or finding ways to have community, and that kind of makes it feel really fulfilling, if that makes sense.
So it was interesting as time went on, and there was kind of the ebb and flow. There was a period of time in 2021 where we thought we were heading out as we were heading into summer, and there was a couple months where things were fairly normal, and you know, and then things got worse again. So, you know, we've gotten really good at pivoting and adjusting operations as needed, you know, and just being ready for anything. I mean, I think that's the main takeaway. This was all new ground for everyone. So have grace for yourself and others as they work through this. Have grace for the public. They have strong feelings as well. Have grace for your staff that are scared or don't know what to do. That was the main thing that I learned, is to be flexible.
I think being able to be flexible and just know that whatever expectations I had for the day were likely not to be met was a kind of an easy way to deal with everything. So, you know, it went well. I think I'm one of the lucky few who really sees COVID as an opportunity, not only to reconnect with the outdoors, which is something that most people have done, but to be with my family.
I would say I have a lot of memorable experiences throughout the year, just with the population I work with, the 50 plus. But one that really sticks out to me is every single Friday I have a patron named Bernie. And he comes into our programs, and he's an older gentleman, probably 95, 96 years old. Still comes and plays bridge every week, 3 or 4 times a week, and he comes in at the end of every Friday just to say hi, bye, hope to see you next week. And he always has this saying where he says, be safe, be well, and that's always something that I look forward to seeing every week.
I help facilitate and run our Kids Day Out programs when kids are out of school. And this year I saw a lot of new families that I hadn't seen previously. Prior to the pandemic, I saw the same families every single time the program was offered. And I had one new mom that signed up her kids, had never even been to the museum. But she had previously worked for the county and knew that JCPRD had great programs, and so she blindly signed her kids up. And now they've come every single time. And she wrote me an email because her youngest little girl was very interested in the fact that I was pregnant and having a child. And I had a doctor's appointment. So the little girl was like, how did your doctor's appointment go? Is the baby doing good? And now every time the child sees me, wants a life update about what's going on in my life. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna be gone spring break. And like, the mom's like, well, will you make sure we get to see a picture? Like, so here we're investing in their child, and I'm focused on like, hey, this kid's learning history and they love being here, and that's great. But yet really, they're equally concerned with me and what's happening in my life. And for that mom to reach out and say, you know what, we blindly signed our kid up for this program and we had no idea what that meant, but now they want to come every time. Like, the mom's like, that's phenomenal, and we had no clue that this even existed. And so for me, like, to sit and think, oh my gosh, they're concerned about me. And I'm like, no, I'm focused on your child and their learning, has just been such a memorable thing for me to learn this year.
So we had a young man come from South Korea this summer. He was visiting family, and he was really excited about being part of a fishing camp. He showed us all of his tackle from South Korea, and it's so different from anything that we have here. But he was so enthusiastic. Just learning about life in America, first of all, but the way we fish here in America. He already had a passion for it. And so being able to experience a whole new style of fishing, a whole new range of species, he brought joy to me every day through his enthusiasm for what we were doing and what we were learning. And I just hope he comes back this summer. He was a fantastic kid.
What do I want to be when I grow up? I think I am what I want to be. Run farmers markets and teach art classes.
I'm in my dream job. Like, when I was little, I told my mom I was going to work in a museum.
Oh goodness, I already am what I want to be when I grow up. Oh, I want to be a historian. I'm doing it right now.
It depends on what age you would have asked me.
Do I have to grow up?
A fireman.
I was very set on being a first grade teacher for a long time.
I don't know. How many jobs have you climbing mountains? That's what I want to be. I don't know what the pay is.
I've always wanted to be a head coach of a major college football program.
I'm, almost 40, and kind of chaps me that I'm just now figuring out what my passion in life is.
Community events in education and arts, bringing those to the public, is kind of a beautiful blend of how my dream of what I wanted to be when I grow up is happening in its own unique way now at JCPRD.
I don't know that I would have gotten to this realization that, outdoor adventures are meant to be shared, and somebody needs to bring people to the outdoors and give them something to care about. I don't know if I would have gotten there if it weren't for this job opportunity.
Good morning, JCPRD family, and thank you for taking time out of your day to join us. I want to welcome you to the 2022 annual meeting from the entire admin team. I've added this slide for your reference as we recognize many of you may not have had the opportunity to meet everyone as of yet. As the Deputy Director of JCPRD, I cannot be more pleased by the people, places, parks, and programs that make up this amazing organization. Each one of us play an important role in sustaining the excellence that other organizations often try to mimic. We do our best to recognize your efforts in many ways, both within our JCPRD walls and well beyond. JCPRD has many ways to recognize the staff that go above and beyond in service. You are our greatest asset within JCPRD, and here are just a few of those ways. We use spot bonuses, star pins, quarterly awards, Employee of the Year award, as well as LIA, which is Leadership in Action, and you'll learn more about that later in this presentation. Please continue to recognize great achievements, nominate those who are deserving, and make sure to vote when you see the emails asking for your input. We also celebrate you and JCPRD's many outstanding and industry-leading people, programs, parks, and facilities at the state and national level. Each superintendent submits recommendations and nominations to agencies near and far to showcase the amazing things going on right here in Johnson County, Kansas. We submit to organizations such as KRPA, NACPRO, which is the National Association of County Parks and Recreation Officials, and NRPA. In 2022, we will be reapplying for the Gold Medal Award with NRPA, which is the highest honor amongst parks and recreation agencies because of the work that we do as a team right here at JCPRD. Thank you for what you do, and please keep up the amazing work. I also serve as a superintendent of the ASB division. This is the hard-working group of people that support you and JCPRD services every single day, helping to make JCPRD the best possible place it can be to work. We've welcomed some incredibly talented and dedicated staff over this past year. Thank you to each of you for what you do and what you bring to JCPRD. I'm looking forward to serving alongside you in 2022. Those staff pictured, along with some longer-standing employees of JCPRD, make up our ASB team of professionals that are here to support you, your teammates, and JCPRD throughout the entire life cycle of your time here with us. From the moment we start to recruit and advertise for open positions, to the hiring and onboarding process, providing the best benefits available, protecting your personal information and cyber safety, to ensuring accessibility to all that wish to work or play at JCPRD. And oh yes, we also make sure that you get paid every 2 weeks, which is very important as well. I'm very proud of the team that we've built here in this department, many of whom are new. I've been here within the last 12 or 18 months, as you have noticed by now. With that being said, I will do something a bit different this year and let the department managers of the ASB spend a few minutes telling you about the plans for 2022. Please do not hesitate to reach out to any of us at any time, because we're here to serve you. Ted, what's going on in IT?
Good morning, JCPRD. My name is Ted Tartanar, and I'm the ITS Department Manager. The ITS Department has had no shortage of projects and technology advancements over the last year, and we're looking forward to several new initiatives for 2022, including assisting the museum with finding new collection management software that will provide a flexible, intuitive, and web-based solution with opportunities to share and increase community following. We will be evaluating new restaurant-style point-of-sale systems for the sports and facilities concession areas that can provide increased functionality, revenue growth, service enhancements for better customer engagement. We will continue with the replacement of our aging desk phones with new soft phones to enable better communications, remote collaboration through virtual meetings, and to lower our cost of ownership. We will be assisting the development department with the evaluation of new customer relationship management and donor management software to expand fundraising capabilities and extend JCPRD's donor reach. And we will continue to work closely with the marketing department and JCPRD staff on the refresh of the JCPRD website to ensure that our design, content, and ease of use matches community expectations. With that, on behalf of the technology department, I'd like to thank you for your ongoing support and feedback. Have a great day.
Thank you, Ted. And with some more information about the website refresh and other marketing and communication plans, let's send it over to Richard.
Well, we're excited about the new website, which will be out sometime later this spring. It has a new, fresher, clean look to it. And the menu bar will stay at the top of the page when you scroll down. I really want to thank the committee that helped with all of that. We'll also be doing some aggressive digital marketing again this year, including social media and video ads. New will be some geo-targeting that we're going to try that'll be concentrating around our key facilities with a 5 to 8 mile radius. And then really concentrating on recruiting efforts with HR, and want to thank the OST staff that have helped with that, and we have some other ads coming out later this year as well. And of course, we're still trying to have some fun with Nick and the rest of the team with the vlogs. And finally, there's more, of course. We have the summer camp guide, which is our only printed piece this year. It has some new extra pages in it to promote some of our other activities. We'll continue with the insert in the Best Times magazine, JOCO magazine. We'll be in some of the school district magazines. We're continuing with the Shawnee Mission Post, which is now expanded into Blue Valley. And of course, I mentioned the digital program, but we also have the new digital monitors and new software in the facilities. And of course, Explore monthly newsletter. And of course, we always would ask you to use our project request form when you have a project for us. So thanks.
That's some great information, Richard. What's going on in finance, Noelle?
Hi, I'm Mary Jones, and I'm happy to be filling in for Noelle Lewis today. The Finance Department will be focused on 3 key initiatives during 2022. The first will be a migration of the current Oracle ERP system to a new solution, the Oracle Cloud. This will be a large undertaking that Finance is excited will lead to process enhancements and efficiencies. The second initiative will be to secure $9.2 million in debt to fund Phase 3 improvements at the Mid-America Sports Complex. And the final initiative will be to explore investment options for JCPRD's cash funds. These initiatives will be pursued in tandem with Finance's daily focus of providing exceptional customer service to each and every one of you to support the work that you do.
Speaking of money, we should go over to Erica and see what the plans are in sponsorship and development.
Hello everyone, it's been just over a year here at JCPRD, and while I'm no longer the newest face in ASV, development as a department is still a fresh concept. So I'd like to take this opportunity to provide an overview of the development department and how in practice we work to increase relevance, revenue, and reach for JCPRD projects and programs. I'll also share more on some of our focus areas in 2022. To start, there are 5 functional areas of development that can be leveraged to meet the current and future needs of JCPRD. These include sponsorships, grants, strategic development, advocacy, and the Parks and Recreation Foundation of Johnson County. Think of these areas as tools in our toolkit that can be activated individually or collectively to help us further JCPRD goals and objectives. This next slide illustrates how each of these areas are being applied towards our partnership with the Culture Division to imagine the next 50 years of theater in the park. The foundation has held funds for many years in an endowment where an initial gift of $50,000 from a donor was matched through fundraising support by the foundation. Since that time, $100,000 has grown in value, and now these dollars are being put to good use, paying for half the cost of the recently completed concept plan by SFS Architecture, which you'll hear more about later, and 100% of the cost of a capital campaign study now underway. Development is managing the process with Hartsick Consulting with a campaign study to be completed in April, which will determine feasibility and potential donors for this $37 million campaign. Many steps have been taken, partnering with Culture, for developing the strategy and case statement, cost projections, and key considerations for sustaining a campaign over 5 years. We'll also continue to identify and solicit grants and sponsors to support operations and programs, serving as an advocate and champion, growing interest, relationships, and revenue for what this amazing team creates. As a whole, we are leveraging the full suite of development tools available to help them achieve their goals and to make this future vision someday a reality. In 2022, in addition to dedicated efforts for Theater in the Park, our focus areas include growing funds to progress and sustain the public art program. In 2021, over $60,000 was raised to kickstart this program, and we're excited to continue that momentum. We're also introducing opportunities to grow your knowledge, educating on key issues that will help you advocate for your projects and programs through data and information that aligns JCPRD with regional and national funding priorities, like ARPA and the Infrastructure Bill. I speak to this in a recent KRPA Grants 101 session that will be made available soon. We continue to increase awareness and fund for the Foundation's new Access and Equity for All Fund that provides scholarship support. Over $8,500 has been raised since March for this effort. We continue to strengthen sponsorships, have new policies and procedures in place, and are prioritizing multi-year deals and cultivating sponsors for naming rights to sustain JCPRD departments long-term. You'll soon see new sponsor branding packages installed at Mid-America Sports Complex that we're excited about, and thank you to marketing for working with us on that. And on tap for the Parks and Recreation Foundation of Johnson County, this year is the unveiling of a new logo and marketing materials, a 5-year strategic plan, new membership program, a newly formed events committee made up of members from all JCPRD divisions, and signature fundraising events including a community celebration at Meadowbrook Park and the 2nd annual Gary L. Howler Memorial Golf Tournament and dinner. More information will follow soon with dates and how you can get involved. Again, thank you for your continued partnership and support. The year is shaping up to be a great one.
That sounds like quite a plan. Thank you, Erica. Next, let's go over to Georgia and see what's going on in planning.
Hi everyone, I'm Georgia Sizemore and I'm here representing the Planning and Development Department. Our department is involved in over half of the annual JCPRD goals and objectives at any given time. We manage many projects and enjoy working with all the various teams to bring these goals to life. Here are just a few to share with you today. A big shout out to Megan Garrett and the Northwest Region Park staff for the completion of Cedar Niles Park. Everyone worked hard to make this park a reality and it is gorgeous. I hope you'll join us for the ribbon cutting on April 9th. Jim Wilson and the Mid-America staff are in phase 2 of this tremendous multi-phase project. This involves fields 5 to 8 and a maintenance building. You can see a couple of photos of the building at the top left. Phase 3 design is just now beginning. Jordan Klein, Children's Services, and Central Region Park staff are all involved in the Shawnee Mission Park Shelter 10 project. Shelter 10 is one of the original park shelters, and Jordan is currently assessing what it would take to repair and improve it to make it really shine, or if it makes sense, to replace it entirely. I love that we're trying to preserve some of our history while adapting to meet current needs. I'm hopeful this will work out. Stay tuned. Last and not least, the work done on the 2015 Legacy Plan paved the way for a mill levy increase in 2016, and much work has been accomplished since then. Any good strategic plan is a living plan. And there have been many changes to the district, our communities, and our world this past 7 years. The JCPRD board approved an update for this year, so there will be many of us, along with our board and our community, working on assessing those changes and projecting needs to fold into a current strategic plan for the district. Thank you all for your time today, and thank you especially for letting us work with you to accomplish JCPRD's goals for the community.
No doubt we will hear more about the projects your team is working on and the other department updates as well. Last, we want to hear from HR. Lanisha is the newest member of our team and has some big ideas for the future of the HR. Lanisha?
Hi, my name is Lanisha Washington, and I'm the HR manager here at JCPRD. I'm so excited to have this opportunity to talk to you about some upcoming things that are happening in the HR office. So for those that don't know, we have moved. You can visit us at our new location, which is located inside the JCPRD administrative building across from the Park Police headquarters. In addition to our new location, we have some new staff members. I'm proud to announce that we are fully staffed. So you can come and visit Nicole DeHaven, Anna Reindell, Faith Eisler, Ashley Albers, who is our new assistant manager, as well as Heather Sump. We all look forward to taking care of all of your HR needs. What you can look forward to in 2022 from the HR department is a new employee orientation refresh, a update with the HR Heart newsletter, and a lot of other cool things that we are excited to bring you. We're so excited for what's to come for the HR department. And lastly, I would just like to provide you guys with a COVID-19 update. So thank you for all that you have done to continue to keep our organization safe by wearing your mask and sanitizing your office spaces. Just wanted to provide some updates about our COVID-19 testing as well as numbers. So since December 26, 2021, JCPRD has had over 100 employees that have been quarantined or isolated for COVID-19. Since we started testing, we have given over 5,000 tests taken. So continue to take those tests and make sure you know your status so we can continue to keep everyone safe. So JCPRD has spent $82,754 in COVID testing to ensure that everyone stays safe. Thank you so much for a warm welcome to JCPRD. I look forward to getting to know everyone and working with you over the coming year.
Thank you to all the managers for taking time to give us an update, and thank you to each and every member of our team. We couldn't do this without each and every one of you. It's time now to introduce the ASV Employee of the Year nominees. Nick Combs, Marketing and Communication, Andrew Bierbaum, Finance, and Katie Anderson in IT. Lanisha, can you please tell us who the 2021 Employee of the Year award goes to?
Thank you, Travis. And the ASV Employee of the Year, envelope please. Thank you. Katie Anderson. Congratulations, Katie. We are so excited for you.
Good morning, and it's a pleasure to be here today to discuss what's up with the Parks and Golf Courses Division. I'm Bill Mawson, Superintendent of Parks and Golf Courses, and 2021 was a tough year. Let's make 2022 a better year. It's with pleasure that we welcome 8 new staff in our division. Derek Buckridge is our construction supervisor. Tyler Carlson, park worker in the Northwest region. Welcome back, Tyler. Graham DeWald, park worker in the Southeast region. Larry Freestone, park worker in the Central region. Julia Hacker, a park worker in the Central region. Alex McLaughlin, a golf course worker at Heritage Park Golf Course. John Murphy, park worker in the Northwest region. And finally, Corey Neal, a park worker in the Southwest region. Welcome back, Corey. Corey retired from the Sheriff's Department about a year ago and worked for us back in the 90s. It's good to have him back. I'm going to highlight some of the many projects planned in the Parks and Golf Courses Division in 2022, but it's not a complete list. Other superintendents will discuss many projects that impact our division and our employees. So starting out, at Heritage Park Golf Course, we're going to get new bunkers to update what are now 25-year-old bunkers, and the trade name is a Billy Bunker, and that'll be undertaken sometime this year. We're working on that project right now. Heritage Park will get a new play structure near Shelter 2 and 3, and thank you to the Planning and Development Department for allowing staff to participate in selection. The Natural Resources and Construction staff moved into this new office, what we call the 8204 Renter Facility, but many improvements are still planned in 2022, including parking improvements, improvements to the storage facility, and utility upgrades. Currently, there are meeting spaces in the building, but due to insufficient parking, this will prevent these spaces from being utilized by other divisions and other staff. Natural Resources Department completed its first archery hunt in the greater Shawnee Mission Park area with the successful removal of 30 deer. The staff continue to manage native grass areas and expand our prairie areas throughout JCPRD park system. JCPRD is losing a legend with the retirement of Jay Lispy following 30 plus years of service to to JCPRD and to the golfing public. Jay's replacement will be hopefully announced in the next few days. Jay, we're going to miss you. Thank you for everything. As many of you know, trails are some of JCPRD's most popular assets, and there'll be some big expansions in the coming year. At Big Bull Creek, for instance, we'll be designing a new trail that will, the first phase built in 2023, called the Sunflower Trail, that will eventually connect the maintenance shop at Big Bull Creek Park to the public use areas on Sunflower Road. Single track trail improvements will continue at Cedar Niles, at Shawnee Mission Park, where part of the Orange Trail was relocated and just reopened this past month. And at Big Bull Creek, with the opening of a new bridge, the handiwork of Derek Buckridge and the Southwest Region staff. Great job, guys. That's a really cool looking bridge. Congratulations to the Parks and Golf Courses Employee of the Year nominees. That include Eddie Coffey, Matt Deere, and Cindy Lawrence. The envelope, please. And please note that our division has changed. We are now the PCG division. The Employee of the Year is Cindy Lawrence. Congratulations, Cindy.
Hi everybody, I'm Susan Mong, Superintendent of Culture, and I'm excited to share a few exciting things happening in our division in 2022. But first, I just want to say thank you to everyone across JCPRD who does so much to serve our public throughout the year. In the last year, we've all had to dig a lot deeper, both personally and professionally, to get through the year, and I just want to say thank you. And now I want to recognize some incredible people who have joined our team since the last annual meeting. Ryan Bell, Fine Arts Coordinator, Jen Newell, Senior Administrative Assistant for the Culture Division, Betsy Smith, Rental Coordinator, Bradley Debrick, Museum Administrative Assistant, and Rachel Rendina, Theater in the Park Administrative Assistant. Their gifts and talents are incredible, and I'm so thankful for each of them. 2022 will mark the 55th anniversary for the Johnson County Museum, and also the 5th anniversary of the Johnson County Arts and Heritage Center. So we will be in full celebration mode all year long, celebrating these birthdays and the wins in our community as a result. We also look forward to hearing the outcome of accreditation for the museum through the American Alliance for Museums. This will mark the very first time the museum has been accredited in this way. Only one other museum has this status, and that's the Nelson. So we hope to share that great news with you later this year. The museum store went through a major facelift late last year, and the response and support has been beyond our projections. To give you a sense, total net sales for 2020 was a little over $7,700. After the store opened for just 3 months, net sales totaled over $25,000. So we know 2022 will bring greater success, and we're excited to showcase even more local makers and products. A new King Louie exhibit will also be added to the Commons area of the Arts and Heritage Center. This is a nostalgic place for many citizens who remember bowling leagues, ice hockey tournaments, and first dates. So watch for that mini exhibit later on this year. Kidscape will also be getting a new experience thanks to the support of the Museum Foundation. The jail, which is currently embedded in the City Hall area of Kidscape, will be replaced with a transportation theme. What child and adult doesn't love trains and trolleys? So we know that that will be a big hit. In our temporary exhibit space, Redlined, Cities, Suburbs, and Segregation will be featured throughout 2022. This is an important exhibit that involved a year of research, peer review, and community partnerships. This shaped the way Johnson County developed and the way our communities were formed. We're still seeing many effects of this today, and I encourage you to take time to come experience the exhibit, learn about the history, and see the faces that make up this important story. Congratulations to the amazing team within our museum, our division, and beyond that made all of that possible. In facility rentals, we are pleased to see recovery and a return to community gatherings. We are also seeing a lovely diversity of rental audiences and events that reflect our changing community. On any given weekend, you might see a Festival of Lights event, a church service, and a quinceañera celebration all in one weekend. In this photo, you will also see a professional dancer who rents our dance studio for her personal rehearsal time. We're also happy to now have 2 theater in residence, in addition to Theater in the Park. Spinning Tree and Barn Players are now utilizing the Black Box Theater for performances, a very exciting new activation of this space. Speaking of Theater in the Park, we have an amazing season lined up for 2022. Sparkle Tones will kick off inside the Black Box Theater this spring, followed by outdoor productions of Something Rotten, Descendants the Musical, School of Rock, Zombie Prom, SpongeBob Musical, and then back indoors for Always Patsy Cline and Seussical the Musical. And we're excited to be expanding the Movies in the Park franchise beyond Theater in the Park grounds to serve other areas of the community in 2022. More details to come there. As Erica Seward mentioned earlier, efforts are underway to leverage private giving to make the rebuilding of the Theater in the Park possible. The concept plan was completed last year, and some of the major elements that greatly improve this asset include a new stage house that is covered, which is huge for outdoor theater, 250 permanent seats, a new parking lot, 181 ADA issues solved, technology upgrades, and expanded year-round programming on this site. The energy and support is already building, and we know that it will be a long game to secure private gifts to make this project possible. Our performing arts programming is also growing leaps and bounds. The launch of a successful homeschool theater program has been exciting, and 3 performing arts camps sold out in less than 24 hours. Companion programming, including fine and performing arts, has been created to go along with a redlining exhibit. These components include readings from the play A Raisin in the Sun and an art experience. Adult field trips and school-age field trips are already scheduled. Speaking of fine arts, ceramics date night classes are consistently sold out months in advance, so you're going to want to add this to your date night plans. Painting classes have sold out within weeks as well, and we're adding lots of new classes like bookbinding, felt flowers, and hanging planters. Homeschooling continues to be a big audience for us, with our studio space filled with homeschool students 3 out of every 5 days of the week. Also new out of our fine arts department is the activation of a new art exhibition space at Meadowbrook Park Clubhouse in partnership with the Arts Council of Prairie Village. So check out this new space. There's a whole lineup of exhibits planned for 2022. Public art is our newest program area in the Culture Division, and 2022 is starting off busy. Gateway by Amy Jacobson was approved as our first installation and will be installed sometime in June. Amy's a local artist, and we're excited to unveil this later this summer. Private support has been robust for this project and the public art program overall, and we are grateful for the partnership of the Parks and Recreation Foundation of Johnson County to continue this momentum. 4 other projects coming include the Art and Natural Resources Residency, the Oaken Fieldhouse Mural Project, the Theater in the Park Temporary Project, and an unexpected art renovation that has been at Shawnee Mission Park since 1973, and we didn't even know it. Some history of these 3 pods pictured sit adjacent to Shelter 4 at Shawnee Mission Park. An article was discovered by our very own Mary Eads revealing that they were actually an experimental art installment. The artist, Arlie Regier, is now deceased, but he's a world-famous artist that's actually been featured in several Marvel movies. So we'll be working with his son to restore these pieces and tell this story. You can read more about all of these projects and their progress on the Public Art website. I want to thank all the staff involved in all these projects, park staff, natural resource staff, planning staff, and all of our internal support staff who are all embedded in these projects and critical to this success. Thank you for your partnership and support. It means a whole lot. And now I want to highlight and celebrate the 3 nominees for Employee of the Year in the Culture Division. Kevin Bruns, Facility Maintenance Supervisor, Andrew Gustafson, Curator of Interpretation, and Mary McMurray, Museum Director. Congratulations, Kevin, Andrew, and Mary for this honor. And now the winner is Kevin Bruns. Congratulations. Have a great day, everybody.
And now, before the next show starts, let's enjoy an intermission. You'll find our snack bar chock full of good things to eat and drink. Fresh, crunchy popcorn. Intermission time. Time that stretch you've been wanting. And best of all,
let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
You get more out of life when you go out to a movie.
Show starts in 4 minutes.
Refresh yourself. It's intermission time. The concession stand is open and ready to serve you.
Yum, yum. It's time for a tasty and refreshing snack.
for your convenience, we shall keep you informed of the remaining intermission time, 3 minutes before the next show starts.
We're happy to have you with us this evening and want you to enjoy every minute of your stay here.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat, so let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
What's to eat? What's to drink?
Good food galore.
Quick as a wink.
The next show will start in 1 minute.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Intermission time. Time for that stretch you've been wanting. And best of all,
American flag? No! Johnson County. Johnson County Parks Recreational Department. Johnson County. I don't know. Johnson County Parks and Rec. Johnson County Parks and Rec District. Germs is like a disease or like a risk. That's easy. Wear a mask.
Wear a mask.
You wash your hands when we're done with the... Wash our hands.
We wash our hands. What else do we do?
We put soap on our hands.
We put soap on them.
And take baths.
Good job. Zucchini? I like zucchini.
Chocolate fountain.
Chocolate what?
Fountain.
Chocolate. Have you guys gotten a chocolate fountain? What?
Popcorn. I like the pretzels and like the trail mix a lot, but I also love chips and salsa. Finish all the paperwork I need to do.
Okay. And what else?
And then free time. Take care of the other kids.
Yeah.
First get popcorn and throw it at everybody and say popcorn party, and then I'd probably climb and put a mattress down and just do lots of flips. Wow. I would honestly just be nice to the kids, and I'd be like, okay guys, you can just do like whatever, as long as it's safe, as long as it follows the school rules, being safe, respectful, and responsible.
Nice. What about?
I could see like the people, I could see the kids smiling, and I could tell that they're enjoying it, and they, yeah, she looks like a hard worker.
Okay.
She kind of looks like an actor, like she's acting. I don't know, but she's really pretty. She works for JCPRD. I think she works for, maybe she's like the boss of the JCPRDs in the elementary Johnson County district. Like
You can get all of that from her look? She looks
or like she
she's-
might work for the CEO or something.
Oh, very nice.
Is she a Karen?
I don't know.
Something with paper.
Something with paper?
I mean, he does look pretty smart, so maybe he's a lawyer? Yeah. Is that Brad Pitt? But he looks pretty strong, so maybe he carries packages. And who does hair, cause he has a mohawk. Farmer?
A farmer?
On TV.
On TV?
Oh yeah.
What was he doing?
Showing the weather.
Showing the weather?
I don't know. He kind of looks like he's maybe like a person who works from home.
Or maybe.
I think he looks like a farmer. Is that Pitbull? Is that Dwayne Johnson? Is that the Amazon guy?
I'm guessing it's a greenhouse as well. From what I'm guessing.
Side of his dome.
Either like a bunch of plants and stuff or science experiments.
Oh, nice.
So it looks like Area 51.
Yeah.
Definitely aliens. I think they grow plants, and maybe that's like the JCPRD headquarters. Maybe. Is that Area 51?
Good morning, everyone. Rhonda Pollard, Superintendent of Recreation. It's my honor to introduce our new Recreation Division staff. Gabe Stovall, Billy Mercer, Misty Town, Jennifer Nixon, Cassie Lucas, Alice Pearson, Maddie Becker, Tina Cervantes Graham, Corey Weirson, Abby Wieters, Audrey Reynolds, Rebecca Baganou, Marcia Evans, Channing Barrow, Christy Bergeron, Megan Hedrick, Matthew Niederheiser, Shannon Reinhart, Ryan Scheibmeyer, Tanya Edelman, Joe Cooney, Melissa Oropeza, Bryn Sullivan, Leah Giesbrick, Lisa Dujakovic, and Hannah Green. We are so excited to officially welcome you to JCPRD. Like other divisions, Recreation currently has waitlists in most programs, partly due to patrons ready to get back to normal, partly due to critical understaffing. Full-time staff are working on ways to meet this demand, teaching classes themselves, reevaluating all programs and workloads to serve the most patrons possible. And I cannot thank staff enough for their incredible efforts. Our focus in 2022 will be to get back to as close to normal as we possibly can. Normal for Children's Services is serving 3,800 children each and every day in our out-of-school time programs, nature play, and early childhood education. Their curriculum this year will focus on the social-emotional learning components that deal with socialization, anxiety, and other challenges that children are uniquely facing during this pandemic. Special Olympics is ready to get back to their 15 sports and competing and traveling once more. Sports and Facilities North's Normal is working through high demand for their newly renovated complex. Staff took a new approach this year for awarding tournament dates, having interested groups go through a request for proposal process. This was no small undertaking, but has certainly paid off. They'll be hosting the USSSA World Fast Pitch Championship, as well as a Perfect Games Midwest Youth World Series, both bringing in teams from across the United States. Sports and Facilities South have two new initiatives in addition to their busy complexes. Working with a group who's passionate about cricket, they are also exploring hosting a Korean sports festival. Their Cubs Kickers program had 200 children during their first season, and staff are working side by side with the Pumas Soccer Club to continue to expand this successful program. Normal for 50 Plus is taking patrons from continent to continent, this year traveling from the Canadian Rockies all the way to Great Britain and Australia, just to name a few. This staff do an amazing job balancing the management of 2 activity centers, offices in the Matt Ross Community Center, and countless sold-out day trips and programs, not to mention their humongous pickleball program. In 2022, they'll work closely with county staff as a COVID testing site at the Roland Park Community Center, which is also slated to be renovated, bringing new and updated opportunities for programming and growth. The backbone of JCPRD programs and events, our small but mighty registration staff have overseen the successful implementation of online shelter reservations. This change has also allowed them to be more flexible with their time, jumping in to cover front desks throughout the division to help out their fellow teammates, and we are so appreciative of their efforts. In 2021, due to various renovations, concession staff did what they had to do to serve our patrons by selling food and drinks out of tents as well as a boxcar. In 2022, they'll be upgraded to their new space at Mid-America's Fan Zone, a welcome change for them, I am sure. Wellness staff look forward to Kansas City Corporate Challenge continuing its rebound out of COVID, and this year they're introducing the new sport of cornhole and hoping to take their closing celebration back to a more formal setting. Gymnastics and special events are anticipating record numbers as athletes are hungry for opportunities. The Blazers have seen huge growth in their number of swimmers, going from 270 to 470 this past year. In August of this year, one Blazer athlete will travel to California to participate in the Junior Nationals, which includes the fastest 18 and under swimmers in the entire country. The Aquatics Department will host the Girls High School 6A swim and dive meet, as well as 2 Missouri Valley swim meets this summer. They'll also be busy with the Shawnee Mission Park Marina renovation and bringing new activities to the Shawnee Mission Park Beach, as staff have been brainstorming ways to improve beachgoers' experiences. Look for more on that to come. I wanted to focus a little on our Nature Play program, as it's seeing record numbers and is really changing the traditional ways of early childhood programs with their strong philosophy of outdoor education. Leaders in Nature Play, JCPRD staff have the children outside almost 100% of the time, August through December, as well as on the milder winter days. Their mission is to provide young children with high-quality, developmentally appropriate educational experiences while inspiring them to grow their love, appreciation, and understanding of the natural world. Families have embraced these programs, and the children are having a blast learning to climb trees and boulders, traverse creeks and ledges, and learning about birds and migration, hibernation, and adaptation. The Shawnee Mission Park Marina renovation project is slated to begin after our 2022 season and completed before summer of 2023. As many of you know, this marina is very busy and patrons have grown to love it more and more every year. This renovation will bring additional dock space and storage, new restrooms, a new ticketing counter, a staff break room, and much needed shade structures for both staff and patrons. The Roland Park Sports Dome is over 30 years old, and although this is just a stock photo, we'll be replacing it with a new structure similar to this. Renovations also include new flooring, new lighting, cosmetic changes to the building, and ADA upgrades. These improvements will open up new daytime programming possibilities such as walking and pickleball, and will be a welcome addition to community center activities right across the parking lot. And finally, the Roland Park Community Center is getting a facelift this year as well. This is a picture of their new entrance with upgraded lighting, and this is the front of the building on the west end where they're adding an outdoor space for patrons to gather. And this is a look at one of their updated classroom renderings. And with that, I am honored to introduce you to our 2022 Recreation Division Employee of the Year nominees. Katie Renner, Jennifer Barnes, Allison Smith, and Misty Town, all very well deserved. And the 2022 Recreation Division Employee of the Year recipient is Jennifer Barnes. Congratulations, Jennifer.
Hi, Terry Anderson, Superintendent of Park Safety and Outdoor Education, here to talk about your SOE division. The SOE division is made up of 3 work groups: Timber Ridge Adventure Center, the Park Safety Department, and the Ernie Miller Park and Nature Center. These are the men and women of the Safety and Outdoor Education division. And I'm going to start talking a little bit about the Ernie Miller Park Nature Center because we had a lot of changes that happened in the last year there. First and foremost, and probably most importantly, is Bill McGowan, the previous outdoor education program manager, retired after 42 years of service to JCPRD. Bill McGowan is really the person that built the program that we have today from nothing. But fear not. The program is in good hands. Andrea Jocelyn has been promoted to the Outdoor Education Program Manager, and she worked directly with Bill McGowan for the last 19 years. That left a vacancy in the Outdoor Education Specialist position. Regina Wasson, who has been a park naturalist for the last 11 years, accepted that position. And we all love Molly. Molly's been telling stories for JCPRD for over 24 years, and she retired last year, but she has come back and she's been volunteering. And Diana Bliss was promoted to the Senior Park Naturalist position. She's been with JCPRD for 12 years, and she actually got her start in the Children's Services. Park Police Officer Amber Lamble. Amber was a park police officer for 12 years, and she was responsible for training all new officers in how to do programs out at the Nature Center Amber accepted an open naturalist position, so we wish Amber luck in her new position as a park naturalist. And then our newest employee to the Nature Center is MC Rose. She comes to us from the Girl Scouts of Northeast Kansas, where she created and presented programs, and so we welcome MC Rose to the Nature Center. We have a new animal. This is our leopard gecko. He'll be used for programming, outreach programs, and programs there in the Nature Center, so staff are looking forward to using the new gecko. Ernie Miller Parks, our stats, our numbers, we're better than what we were in 2020, but our post-COVID numbers still are not where we would like them to be or back to our pre-COVID numbers, but we're making improvements. One area we did have improvement was our camps. We did more camps in 2021 than we'd ever done before, and so we're really looking forward to that, or happy that we had that success story. Virtual programs, like many of you, we too have had to learn different ways to get in the schools and do programs, and one of those ways was the virtual programs. We are not doing many virtual programs now, but we are still doing a few. We had a construction project, I think I pointed this out a year ago, this new ADA drop-off and turnaround. When the original Nature Center was built back in the 80s, it was kind of down in the woods quite a ways away from the parking lot. It was not very accessible, and it was inconvenient for staff, especially when they had a lot of programs to do and outreach that they were doing. So this new ADA drop-off has been completed. There's handicap accessible places for people to park, and the school buses are going to be able to come in here, drop kids off right by the building, so it's going to be really convenient for everyone. The new amphitheater, been talking about this amphitheater for several years now, and it is finally done. Staff are excited about using the new amphitheater, and we hope to have a dedication of the new amphitheater in May. Timber Ridge Adventure Center. This is our Timber Ridge Adventure Center staff. This is overseen by Lisa Dvorak. You can see by her seasonal staff, she has a lot of seasonal staff that she works out there or works with for challenge course facilitation. Her seasonal staff has anywhere from 1 year to 18 years experience. Lisa is always looking for new challenge course facilitators. If you're interested in becoming a challenge course facilitator, Lisa could use the help. Please reach out for her and she could put you to work. Our newest Timber Ridge employee is Jessica Rice. She comes to us from the Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks, where she created and presented programs. And Jessica has already created a lot of new programs that have been very successful for the Timber Ridge Adventure Center. Timber Ridge numbers are really not quite back to our pre-COVID status yet. 2020 was a hard year. 2021 we have some improvement, or we did improve. In 2022 we expect to be a very successful year. The Timber Ridge Open House is going to be on Saturday, April 30th. Again, we're looking for volunteers and helpers for that event. It's a big day out at Timber Ridge. There's a lot of activities to participate in and help with: boats, climbing, archery, BB guns, hiking, teepee, just lots of things we need help with out there. And so again, if you're interested in helping with the Timber Ridge Open House, please reach out to Lisa Dvorak. So this takes us to our Park Safety Department. Our Safety Department priorities for 2022 is continued implementation of the 2018 Safety Plan, which is primarily the recruitment, hiring, and training of new park police officers and the installation of surveillance cameras in and around our parks. Recruitment and hiring, very difficult to recruit and hire for police officers. Takes us about 3 months. There's a lot of steps involved, and you never know where somebody's going to drop off. But it takes us about 3 months to do that. Once we bring somebody on board, they go do a little pre-academy training. They go to a police academy where they're gone for about 4.5 months. They come back, they get post-academy training, and then they go into a field training program where they're with another officer for the next 4 months, teaching them how to do the job. And it really takes a new officer about 1 year from the time we start interviewing them before they would be out on their own covering patrol shifts. The state of Kansas requires at least 40 hours of annual training to keep their law enforcement certifications up. All of our officers get a lot of training in a lot of different topics, and most of our officers have approximately 120 hours of training every year. These are the newest park police officers. We had 2 officers that just graduated the police academy in December. They are now in field training. We have 3 police officers that are out at the Johnson County Regional Police Academy going through their police academy training. We have an additional officer that just completed his field training, and the last officer is in his pre-academy training, and he'll be going to the police academy in April. Our stats for 2021 are a little bit less than 2020. We are back to our pre-COVID numbers. 2020, when COVID was really ramping up, a lot of people in the park because nothing else was open, and so we had a lot of activity. 2021 has kind of calmed down a little bit, and we kind of really look back to 2022 as being back into our normal type of business enforcement and our normal pre-COVID numbers. Talked a little bit about surveillance cameras and how have those helped us. They've helped us numerous crimes that have been reported. In particular, we had some damage to the Kill Creek Park Observation Tower. We were able to figure out who did that damage and hold them accountable. Just recently, we had somebody shooting hedge apples out of a tree at the beach parking lot, Shawnee Mission Park, with his handgun. He thought that was completely acceptable, and it was our security cameras that helped us to track him down. We've had several burglary to autos in Shawnee Mission Park and Stoll Park that we've been able to solve. And then we've had some issues of criminal damage to property at the Meadowbrook Park that our security cameras have helped us solve. The safety department has a new drone. This was purchased for search and rescue. We have a lot of people that get lost, hurt in our parks. They have no idea where they're at, can't really describe where they're at. And with the drone, it's going to be able to help us cover a lot more ground a lot quicker. This is Sergeant Roulette flying the drone at the moment. He is our only licensed pilot that we have to fly this drone. Kind of a neat thing about this drone is you can see it's tethered, or the controller is tethered to a large case that is on the hood of the car. The lid of that case is just a great big monitor, which allows additional people to get around to see what's going on the camera on the drone. And you know, like most drones, it shoots normal videos and pictures. Here's a picture of the south side of Tomahawk Hills Golf Course, kind of in the area of Ogg Road and the Oak Ridge access. But this picture is a after night picture, you know, when it's dark outside. Normal picture gives you nothing but pretty much a black screen, but we have a thermal camera on that drone that we can turn on, and then it shows us where the heat signatures are. So it can show us where people are, cars are, and it can show us where animals are. And so we're really looking forward to using this in our search and rescue operations. I just want to remind everybody that the safety department is available to provide training to you. We do CPR, AED training. I know many of you have participated in our Stop the Bleed program. We can provide a trainer for de-escalation issues, and if you are interested, we can provide training for active shooter based on the FBI's Run, Hide, Fight program. The SOE Employee of the Year nominees are Amy Eisenberg, Kaylin Collins, and Michael Middlebusher. And the 2021 SOE Employee of the Year winner is Amy Eisenberg. Congratulations, Amy. Well done. Thank you.
Hello, JCPRD family. Even though we're not able to meet in person, I'm so grateful that we're able to share virtually. I want to thank all of you who participated in the development of our annual meeting program. I'll admit that I did find a way to sneak a peek at the employee interviews before today. Hearing your experiences and stories filled my heart. Last year was quite a roller coaster ride as we celebrated many successes and continued to pivot when reacting to our challenges and concerns our community faced. Like families do, together we laughed, we celebrated, experienced loss, and dealt with disappointment. For me, and I suspect for you, I found great support, value, and comfort experiencing each moment with our JCPRD family. I want to especially thank those on the steering committee and all others involved who worked so hard and creatively to program our 2022 annual meeting. I would like to congratulate all of the 2021 Employee of the Year nominees and award recipients. Very well-deserved recognition. All of you are shining examples of the character and professionalism that can be found throughout all of JCPRD. Speaking of awards, it's my honor to announce our Leadership in Action Award recipient for 2021. LIA is a county-wide recognition where on an annual basis, supervisors may nominate employees who have demonstrated extraordinary performance, contributions, and acts of leadership. Of the over 4,000 county and agency employees, there were only 20 recipients in 2021. And I am pleased to share that JCPRD has won for her leadership efforts and success achieved in 2021. The 2021 Leadership in Action Award recipient is Jennifer Barnes. Jennifer is an administrative assistant for JCPRD's Children's Services Department, providing staff support for 32 school sites throughout the Shawnee Mission and DeSoto school districts. As if Jennifer's plate was not full enough, she previously expressed interest in seeking grant opportunities that would support the essential services that the Children's Services team provides. In 2021, Jennifer submitted 88 individual site applications for each of 3 Child Care Aware and Kansas Department of Health and Environment grants. At a time when JCPRD's Enterprise Fund continued to be threatened by the unstable environment, she successfully secured over $8.7 million in funding. As a result, the entire Enterprise Fund ended a year better than ever, even allowing us to reach our cap in reserves and setting money aside for future projects and needs. Jennifer's efforts did not stop once the grants were awarded. She continues to lead staff at each of the program sites to ensure funds are spent appropriately and that every expense is individually tracked and documented. She has also worked closely with the JCPRD Finance Department to account for every penny received. Thank you, Jennifer, and congratulations on this special and deserving recognition. We had much success in 2021, achieving many of JCPRD's established goals and objectives. Our legacy plan continues to strategically guide us in maintaining, protecting, enhancing, and expanding our beloved park and recreation system. Despite the challenging environment we continue to experience, major projects were started and completed as planned. To highlight a few, we completed Phase 1 and began Phase 2 improvements at the Mid-America Sports Complex, which as a result has generated renewed local and national attention. The first phase of development of Cedar Niles Park was completed, adding over 1,000 acres of new park property for our community to enjoy. Improvements at Ernie Miller Nature Park were made by constructing a new amphitheater and accessible parking. With focus on taking care of existing assets, JCPRD completed numerous capital improvements and replacement projects. JCPRD also guided a number of planning efforts which will set the stage for future developments and improvements, including the completion of a Theater in the Park concept plan, an agency-wide public art master plan, and engineering studies for the Big Bull Creek Park Sunflower Trail and the Kill Creek Streamway Park Trail just north of Kill Creek Park. We also continue to make great progress within implementation of our natural resources and safety plans. In addition to our planned initiatives, JCPRD was successful in achieving many notable outcomes in 2021. The Johnson County Museum received the National Award of Excellence from the American Association of State and Local Museums for its response to COVID-19. And at the Kansas Recreation and Park Association's annual conference, we celebrated 3 special award recognitions. Kansas City Corporate Challenges Fall Series won the Outstanding New or Innovative Sports Program Award. The museum program, Sensory Friendly Mondays, was recognized as the 2022 Outstanding Innovative Recreation Program. And our own Bill Mawson was awarded the 2022 Presidential Citation Award. The National Association of County Park and Recreation Officials honored former Johnson County Board of Commissioners member and JCPRD board member Steve Klicka with its Outstanding Public Official Award. And the Russell and Helen Means Observation Tower in Kill Creek Park won the Outstanding Contributor Award. JCPRD also endorsed the Mid-America Regional Council's Climate Action Plan, adopted a diversity inclusion statement, and secured significant sustainability grants to support the Children's Services Programming and the Enterprise Fund. I couldn't be prouder of how our entire JCPRD family worked together to be there for our community. In addition to achieving great success with our planned initiatives, our team looked for additional ways to serve in a time of need. An example of this is how we reached out to the Johnson County Department of Health and Environment to offer JCPRD facilities to be used as vaccination clinics. This allowed thousands of citizens to receive the vaccine in a short period of time. In addition to providing the facilities, we even had employees and volunteers shift their schedules and their regular duties to make themselves available to set up and even work at the clinics. Enterprise operations have been and continue to be threatened by the unstable environment. About half of JCPRD's budget is not tax supported. We've had great success in finding the necessary resources through partnerships and grants to ensure that all JCPRD services are sustainable in both the short and long term. I can't say that I was surprised that we're still dealing with COVID as much as we were. We enjoyed a brief moment of normalcy before the variants began heating things back up again. JCPRD has and will continue to work closely with the Johnson County Health and Environment Department to monitor concerns and make adjustments in effort to continue to safely provide park and recreation services to the citizens and visitors of Johnson County. I know everyone is exhausted, me included, but there's great comfort in knowing that we have an incredible, dedicated, and creative team here to offer the programs, events, facilities, parks, and trails that help us all escape the challenges and live the quality of life that we seek. I am most proud of our Board of Park and Recreation Commissioners, our amazing staff, and the many volunteers who, despite the concerns and ever-changing environment, continue to provide the outstanding parks, facilities, and services that JCPRD offers the community. There's likely never been a more important time for us to provide our essential services. Today is a new day, and 2022 is going to be another successful year. The JCPRD Board of Park and Recreation Commissioners has established goals and objectives for 2022. Many of these initiatives were highlighted today by our division superintendents and ASV managers. We will continue to implement the legacy plan through the management of the 2022 approved JCPRD capital projects. Major projects include completing Phase 2 and beginning Phase 3 improvements at the Mid-America Sports Complex, completing improvements to Antioch Park's Helen S. Cuddy Rose Garden, completing construction of Meadowbrook Park Phase 2 developments, beginning and substantially completing an update to the JCPRD legacy plan. We will engage with the Johnson County community and our stakeholders to update the plan, which is about 7 years old now. JCPRD has been aggressive in its efforts to implement the plan, but a lot has changed over the last couple of years, suggesting that it is appropriate for us to evaluate and reprioritize. A few years ago, JCPRD received a $0.75 million increase from the Johnson County Board of County Commissioners to fund about half of the plan. But additional resources will be necessary to complete other identified items. I can't think of a better time than now for us to focus on all of you too. Recognizing that JCPRD's most valuable resource is its dedicated and valued staff, the administrative team is committed to evaluating all of our positions to ensure proper placement. You may have heard the term normalization, which is a tool that we are using to achieve this effort. The first step is nearly completed, as we have been working with our partners at the county to evaluate every job description. Some grades and market adjustments will likely be realized in the end. We will follow this step by evaluating compression issues related to pay. Utilizing multiple factors, including experience, performance, and tenure, a plan to address compression will be developed and presented to the JCPRD board for consideration. I want to thank Travis, Susan, Bill, Rhonda, Terry, and ASV managers for sharing the many wonderful things we can look forward to in 2022. Make no mistake, 2022 will be filled with excellent service and success. I'm excited about our plans and commitments, and I know we will be very successful because of each of you. In closing, thank you for your dedication to serve our community as JCPRD continues to provide what our citizens have deemed most important to them. And thank you for how you have cared and looked out for each other every day. I continue to be inspired by you and am so incredibly proud of our JCPRD family. Best wishes for a safe and successful 2022.
The purpose of the Star Pin Award Program is to provide employees with an award program designed to allow peers and supervisors the ability to recognize and reward employees with Star Pins for high performances in the areas of JCPRD mission accomplishments, teamwork, morale-building behavior, and/or exemplary public service, or any area that adds significant value to the workplace. Employees that give out at least 4 Star Pins are entered into a drawing at the end of the year. And the winner is Mike Disney.
Wait! Where's everybody going? What about the 2022 annual meeting outtakes? Nick, play the outtakes.
The importance of what we do cannot be understated. Overstated.
Well, it's so funny because people are like, I hate seeing myself on video, and I was like, what does it matter?
How much of me is being shown in the camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does this look okay?
Are you recording right now?
Do I look at that? Do I look at you? Do I look around?
I'm just looking at Becky. Sorry, right?
We'll try to let go of my issues.
Becky the whole time. Hey, Becky. My name is Mallory Osier from Johnson County Park and Recreation District.
Whew. All right.
Becky, get your giggles out. We good.
Wait, am I going now? Sorry.
Awesome. And it's filming already?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you just want me to get going?
Don't put these in the blooper reels. I was like, they'll edit whatever they actually need.
Well, since we're in front of don't put that in. Am I going to be in the blooper reel?
Will be to get back to normal Oh, I am not going to do that because you did that to me last year, and that's the last time my tongue is coming out. Last year, though, remember, I did it like 25 times last year. Oh, don't you dare.
I can't think of a better time than now for us to focus on all of you too.
I'm a very lateral thinker. Wait 1 second.
This is funny.
It's gonna be like bits and pieces where I'm like in and out and okay, not just like me. Okay.
I've already lost it.
We also secured significant stability grants. Stability grants?
Okay, can you start over? Sorry.
You can visit us at our new location, which is located in the administrative building. Okay. I got lost.
How many takes does it take to this thing?
It's really cool. Is this how all teleprompters work?
I messed it up again.
Oh, and Hannah Green. We're so excited.
Sorry. I'm not gonna get that.
Man, this is harder than I thought it would be.
Third time's the charm, I hope.
I read Special Olympics. In my head it said Special Olympics.
I'm glad you had my name right there so I could just read it.
It's all written out in front of me. I mean, it's all written out. All you gotta do is read the damn thing.
Major projects include competing. Why is it competing?
Oh, and if that goes in, you are in so much trouble.
Major.
I need to remember where I am and who's around me.
Kill the wabbit.
Humongous. Humongous.
I'll have a drink when I'm done. I'm almost done.
I'm gonna take a drink, Nick.
Humongous?
What do you got in that bottle?
None your business.
Humongous?
Unique. I mean, should I keep going?
Humongous.
Do you need outtakes? You need me to do stupid stuff to...
Honestly, am I the worst you've had?
You've had less takes than Jeff, so
Yeah.
you have that.
Take 37.
How's that? One take.
Was that horrible?
How I feel about it is I don't want to see myself on the other side of the screen.
This was no small feat.
That didn't flow very well.
Oh my gosh, that was really winded. Okay.
I'm really good at compartmentalizing. Just tell me when it's done.
Pivot, damn it!